Well, hello there, and welcome to this weather update. We have some problems going on with the weather, of course, especially if you don't like humidity and you don't like feeling you're going to faint every time you walk outside. Today was just unbelievably bad, and you'll see why the humidity is very high. Some of this is probably moisture from Alberto, but this tropical moisture should not be coming up this far. That's definitely due to climate change. And there was actually some heavy rain this morning, actually, that caused some flooding in parts of Nassau County. They showed Loring Road on the news that was flooded. I'll put the link below from News 12. So you can see right now at Farmingdale, the temperature is 71 degrees. The dew point is 67 degrees, so that's high. But it was actually a little worse earlier on, around 4 o'clock. We had dew points around 70 degrees. And Farmingdale probably got into the mid-70s looking at these temperatures. And you can see the heavy rain. Actually, you can see, look at the rain that Farmingdale got. Almost 1.25 inches there in that heavy shower that sat over the area for quite a while. It wasn't moving very fast. So the rainfall totals added up quite quickly. Let's look at some of the other current conditions across the area. We will go to the Wonder Map. I promised that. 70 degrees at Islip, so not too bad right now as far as the temperature goes. But we had, again, look at those high dew points. 70 degrees again so very high dew points, very abnormally high dew points. When the dew point is that high, the humidity is so high, you're sweating, and you're not getting much of a cooling effect from it, and you just keep sweating, and it's disgusting. It's like being in a swamp. So West Hampton, a little cooler there with some fog, and let's see what they got up to, 70 degrees. So we work our way west, and we'll wind up in our favorite spot again, and you won't believe how bad it was there too. Before we get there, let's look at New York City, Central Park. So a little warmer there, 77. They still have the high dew point, so a very muggy day in the city as well. It looks like they got up to 81 degrees. But let's go now to what's otherwise known as a piney hell. I love it piney, but I don't like the Tom's River. You are not going to believe just how bad it is there. First of all, 80 degrees, and then look at the dew point. It's up to 74 degrees. 80 degrees with the dew point of 74. That is oppressive. That is oppressive. And Tom's River actually got all the way up to 85 degrees today. And dew points have been well into the mid-70s in Tom's River, which is just unbelievably oppressive. It really is unbelievable just how much worse it can be in New Jersey. Honestly, if you want to live there, you have some kind of death wish or something, or unless you really like this kind of weather. But you're really, like I called it, it's the Florida of the tri-state area. All right, it may be pretty, but it's hot and humid, and they're really bearing the brunt of climate change. So I'm also looking at Belmar, Farmingdale, also pretty brutal with the dew points there as well. Let's work our way south. Let's look at Atlantic City as well, just to show you just how juiced up this air mass is. Dew point of 73. And yes, for Andy, we will look at Ocean City, Maryland. So I don't know, let's see, it's somewhere over here, right? Yeah. Let's click that. See if we can get Ocean City, Maryland. All right. 77 degrees, and look at the dew point. 75, and there's fog. These dew points are almost record-breaking for this time of the year. Look at it. They even have a dew point of 76 at Ocean City. My God, the climate has gone completely nuts. And they actually brought this up. Even Long Island Railroad President Philip Bang yesterday brought this up about the climate change. It's a serious problem. Anyway, next we're going to look at the Wonder Map. All right, so let's look at the Wonder Map, and you can see the sea breeze here on Long Island. The South Shore is getting the best of it, obviously, where it's cooler. And then in Hell, a.k.a. New Jersey, temperature's still in the 80s. Sorry, no offense to the people in New Jersey. A lot of good people that live there, but my God, you live in Tom's River in the summer. I don't know how the hell you take it, unless you like this kind of weather. Tom's River is a great place any other time of the year, but in the summer, no. Absolutely not. No offense to the people in Tom's River, but like I said, you're crazy. if you like that kind of weather. So you can see Long Island. We have the sea breeze here. Further up on the North Shore, it's definitely warmer, and also North Jersey. Look at some of these temperatures, but we got to combine it with the dew point, and then when we look at the dew point, you will see just how oppressive it really is. And again, look at these dew points, 70s. You know, and then as you go toward Jersey, it gets even worse with the dew points. Dew points up into the mid 70s. This is really, really strange, and very strange for this time of the year. You know, and you know, people need to talk about this because, you know, I'm really getting, you know, I'm not gonna say I'm freaking out over it, but I am freaking out over it. Oh my God, look at this! Is that an 83-degree dew point? These are dew point temperatures. Oh my God! Now some of that's got to be wrong. Can't be that high, but dew point 76. I mean, these are dew points. These aren't air temperatures. These are dew points. Dew point is the temperature at which water vapor starts condensing into droplets, and this is insane. But this is the problem we have, and I'm gonna once again. I'm going to actually put the radar in here. So you can see there are a couple of thunderstorms actually that have popped up. Let's see if the radar will load. And they're not showing up. All right, I thought maybe they would show up. We'll put the sea surface temperature anomaly in here. Take a look at that. I don't know why the radar isn't. I guess there's no activity, which is really strange with such high humidity. That there wouldn't be thunderstorm activity or not more widespread thunderstorm activity. And you can see why it's so humid. We're actually going to zoom out now, and you can see. Look at all this above normal ocean water. All right, we're going to zoom out even more. And look, the whole Atlantic is above normal, and very much so. As we zoom out, you can see almost the entire Atlantic is above normal. There's little spots where it's below normal, but it's mostly above normal. This is the sea surface temperature anomaly. The darker the red, the more above normal it is. So all this warm water is putting more water vapor into the air, bringing up this tropical air that shouldn't be here. And that's part of climate change. This is a serious problem. It really is a serious problem. So I want to show you, you know, an old-fashioned weather map that most people don't use anymore. But I'm going to show you this. This is what's going on. So we have this ridge out in the Atlantic that's pumping up the tropical moisture. And we have this dry air trying to build down, and it will eventually get here. But right now it's kind of stuck. So again, it's stuck over Canada. In the red areas, there's flash flooding possible. In the yellow areas, there's a severe thunderstorms possible. And this line here is the front, but that's going to stall out. It's not going to make it all the way through. So this is a satellite loop, and just showing you. Again, you can see that ridge, and you can see the drier air over here that unfortunately, if I'm going to bring this out a little bit here, we're not really probably going to be able to get into this because the front is probably going to stall out. It's going to wind up moving through sometime later tomorrow, but it's going to stall to the south of us. You'll see that when I go over the forecast. Again, you can see the moisture feed coming right up from the. It's like we have the same climate as Florida. Really, the Florida climate goes all the way up the East Coast. It's like latitude means nothing anymore. Latitude means nothing anymore. You know, it could be cooler over here. It could be cooler over here and warmer over here. It doesn't. The jet stream is all screwed up. This is what I've talked about many times before, due to climate change. So let's now look at some computer models here. We'll start with we'll just go over the GFS and maybe the Euro to show you what's going on. So you can see here's the ridge offshore. Here's the tropical moisture going all the way up the East Coast. And you see that dry air trying to build in, but you can see what's going to happen. We're moving to Saturday. Still going to be humid tomorrow. There could be some pop-ups, showers and thunderstorms. And then Sunday, what's going to happen is the front will move through a little bit, but it's going to stall out. So we're not really, you know, it's not really going to clear out, but we'll get some relief from the humidity. And then that front's going to be stalled out again with the stall front syndrome. And then it looks like, well, maybe we get into some nice weather come Tuesday. Maybe we may actually get into some nice weather before a front moves through on Wednesday. and then more nice. So it looks like maybe we're finally get a pattern change. So there is some good news that we will finally see a pattern change. But look what happens once we get that ridge is back again. So that ridge keeps coming back. We get a brief respite, but then the ridge comes back. That ridge has been there since. It's a very anomalous ridge. It's not normal. It is something that usually sets up in later July into August. We don't usually see it now in May. Well, now it's June. But that is something that's really alarming. We'll go and look at the thermodynamics here. I'll just go right back to this. Right back to now. We'll go to thermodynamics. We'll look at the temperature anomaly. So that'll show you where the fronts are. You can see way above normal. Much of the country is above normal. And as we go into the weekend, tomorrow will be above normal. Then it's a little below normal on Sunday because of the clouds and the onshore flow probably. And then we have some more below normal temperatures on Monday. So that's good. So at least we're going to get a break from the heat and the humidity. At least this week it looks like we are going to get a break while the West Coast has to deal with the warmth. You can see there's a lot more red on the map than blue. And that's what I mean. The overall trend is above normal across the globe as we deal with climate change. And the consequences for climate change are going to be very severe. Now we'll go ahead and look at the dew point. Let's look at the dew point to show you again that humidity. You can see, look at that dew point, all that humid air. That was yesterday. Today, you can see the humidity going all the way up. And you can see that really nice, comfortable air up north and also in the west. But for much of the country is in the soup, is in the disgusting swampy air. This swampy air should be down here in the tropics. It shouldn't be coming this far north. It's not normal, especially at this time of the year. So you see here, Saturday, we're going to have to experience one more day of it, and then we get some relief. So there will be relief. We get into Monday, you can see we're definitely going to get some relief. And that's really good that we're going to have some relief from the humidity. But it does wind up coming back once again by middle of June. And it could be brutal. And it looks like another tropical system right here. And that's really the dire consequences. Look at these 80-degree dew points around Chicago. This is insane. We really should be very alarmed and very upset. And I'm calling on the president. He's not going to do it. I'm talking about President Trump. If I was the president, I would declare a climate emergency right now and take immediate steps, executive orders to start curbing this, because we are going to really wipe ourselves out. All right, I want to show you this cool chart I found here. Hopefully you can see that. This is from Canada, and this was put out in Ontario, but I would imagine the average emissions is similar here. And pickup trucks. Look at how much pickup trucks emit. 42.5 kilograms of CO2 for every 100 kilometers driven. And SUVs would be next at 38.6. Your full-size car, 37.3. So you see how much more pickups already emit. All right? And then we go to subcompact and mid-size, 32.7. And then the compact and station wagon, 30.3. Your top 3 selling cars actually are a lot less. All right, so you could see that the SUVs are a real problem. And I think that if I was the president of the United States right now, I'd be seeing what kind of executive orders can be signed to get these SUVs and pickup trucks off the road immediately, and reclassify them as commercial vehicles, and make them basically make it so the only people that are driving them are people that actually need them. Other than that, nobody needs a pickup truck just to drive to the store. There are a number of people who I follow on YouTube actually here. Autovlog is one of them. His wife has to drive this huge pickup truck, and they are killing the planet. I'm not saying they're bad people, but they're killing the planet with their habits. We can't be driving pickup trucks just to go to the mall and take the kid to school. We can't be doing this anymore. It has to stop. Here's another chart, global fossil fuel by economic sector. And take a look at this. This is for the whole world, all right? United States has the most vehicular pollution of any country. We've got to really change this. We really got to change this. Now we look at global emissions. It's electricity and heat production. All right. So again, you look at the percentage, 10% for the world for vehicles. But in the United States, that emission goes up to 45%. So not only do we got to do something about getting the pickup trucks and SUVs off the road, we got to get people on mass transit, and we need to be more like Europe and have a much better mass transit system, have mass transit be the mainstream. I know cars are a big part of American culture, but my God, we are killing ourselves with these cars. We got to do something more about mass transit. So this kind of comes into the end with Laura Curran saying she wants to do something about the environment. The last thing I'm going to talk about in this video is the silly plastic bag ban. So as you may or may not know, in Suffolk County, they are going to charge you 5 cents on all bags that are provided at retail stores. It doesn't matter whether it's plastic or paper. And now they want to bring this law to Nassau County. Keep the earth alive. Well, I don't think the plastic bags are the main thing that's killing the planet. I think it's our vehicles. And I think that we need to do something about this because, as I just showed you with the weather, this will be the last segment of this video, but as I just showed you with the weather, we are undergoing a runaway climate emergency. A climate emergency, this is no longer a crisis. This is an actual emergency that needs direct intervention right now. All right? The lack of urgency from everybody, from the media to the government, is just really alarming. Is this how we're going to go extinct? It's going to be sad that humans are going to go extinct because of this. But we keep it up. That's exactly what's going to happen. So this law, I wound up making a couple of calls today. First, calling my local Nassau County elected official, and fortunately, they are kind of against the bringing this law here, the one that represents my area. But the thing is with Suffolk County, I wound up calling, and I'm going to put I forgot who I spoke with. Put the name in the video. I spoke with their office about this Suffolk County bag law, and they actually said in Suffolk County, yeah, there is no exemption for people on food stamps, SNAP. They have to pay it too. So they're literally trying to steal from the poor. And I explained to them, like, well, we're trying to help the environment, plastic bags. I'm like, well, why are you taxing the paper bags too? And they're like, well, it's not a tax, it's a fee. The fee goes right into the store's pocket. So they said, well, because plastic bags are harming the environment, they don't biodegrade. People throw them, out the windows of cars and stuff. I'm like, yeah, but why should you punish everybody for the actions of a few? I said that. Why should you punish everybody for the actions of a few? And, his response was, well, we need to do this to help the environment. So I kept going over and again, we need to do this to help the environment. So I wound up saying, well, okay, you really want to do something. We're having a climate crisis right now. Why don't you do something about reducing the greenhouse emissions in the county? Why don't you do something about all the big trucks and SUVs, the pickup trucks that are on the road? Why don't you wind up taxing them? Wouldn't that make a lot more sense? And when I brought that up, he went back to saying plastic bags are terrible for the environment. He wouldn't even go into it. These are Democrats. They keep saying, oh, we care about the environment, but they don't really care about the environment, because if they did, they'd do something about it. And the same goes for the snob Laura Curran here in Nassau County, who wants to bring this law here. I can't afford paying 5 cents for a bag. I'm going to have to start stocking up for the bags. Now, I use those bags for my trash. I don't throw them out the window. I don't litter. And now they're asking people who are low income. And Adrienne Esposito, this woman, lied to me on Facebook, saying that SNAP people would be exempt. That she lied just so I wouldn't get upset about it. But folks, we've got to fight this bag law in Nassau. In Suffolk, I'm going to try to see if I can get involved when I get the chance to overturn this bag law. Because if they really cared about the environment, they'd do something about getting the SUVs off the road, the pickup trucks. But they drive them. And then I brought up, well, what's wrong with paper? And they're like, well, that means they'd have to cut down more trees. And I explained to them that you can recycle paper. And then they said, well, the paper it'll cost too much to recycle the paper. So they have something prepared for everyone who's going to challenge this law. But they can try to talk their way out of it. But I know what's going on. This is a cash grab. This is a way to actually price out the poor and middle class out of Suffolk County. And if they bring it to Nassau, then the same thing is going to happen here. It's just going to be another way. I can't stand these elitists, these snobs. And you know what, Laura Curran and these people, I bet you they're driving SUVs and laughing about it. They're driving pickup trucks and laughing about it. They're not driving electric cars. No, they're not doing anything to really help the environment. Now, if you really want to help the environment, you don't ban these, you don't create these stupid taxes. You get these damn pickup trucks and SUVs off the road. There should be, I think, Suffolk County could pass a law tomorrow saying, all right, $1,000 fee every year for somebody who drives a pickup truck or SUV. And that's the end of it. They're gone. All right? You do the same thing in Nassau. They're gone. And you can improve the bus system, get more people back on the buses. All right? But this has gotten out of control. As you just saw with the climate change, our vehicle emissions are out of control. We have a climate emergency. I'm going to leave it at this. We have a climate emergency on our hands, and we are going to witness more and more severe weather events, more tropical storms, more anomalous weather patterns that are going to bring humanity to the brink of extinction if we don't do something soon about it. All right? This is not a joke. This is not a joke, and I'm urging all of you to take it seriously. Get involved. Contact your elected officials. Let's put people in our government that are going to get these fucking pickup trucks off the road, these freaking SUVs off the road, get people on mass transit. Let's be more like the Dutch in the Netherlands. Let's get some really good mass transit. Let's do something before it's too late, because I really am worried it is already too late. That's it.